If we look at the period from 2010 to 2025, we see that the percentage of couples in official marriages is dropping fast. Just look at the numbers. Back in 2010, this sat at around 58 to 60%. By 2025, it's down to 52 to 54%. At the same time, the percentage of people preferring relationships without that official marriage license has gone up. In 2010, it was 7 to 8%, but in 2025, it's hit 11 to 12%. As for people not in relationships at all, that percentage hasn't changed much. It went from 32 to 34% to 34 to 36%. Now, these are global stats, general and approximate. I'll leave links to the studies in the description. On the surface, it looks fine. The number of single people hasn't changed much, and the drop in marriage is just being covered by the rise in cohabitation. The math seems to check out. But stay with me, because today I'm going to break down the foundational psychology of modern relationships and explain what is really driving these changes. And if you enjoy this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. Let's dive in. Let's start with the concept of choice. What drives our choices? It's our desires mixed with external triggers. Ask yourself, in the last 10 to 15 years, have those external triggers increased? Absolutely. Industrialization, tech development, and tons of free information are constantly pushing on us. Let's talk about the choice itself. Do we have more of it globally? More products, more digital goods, more services? For sure. Remember the 2000s? How did you decide what to buy? You went to a store, read the label, maybe checked the ingredients. There was variety, but nothing like today. To buy tech, we couldn't just open ChatGPT or watch a YouTube review. We asked neighbors, read magazines, or trusted TV commercials. Now, everything has changed. We can order a product in one click, watch 10 reviews, and never even leave the house. Why am I giving you this long association chain? It's simple. There is more choice, so it's easier to make a choice, and easier to keep making it over and over. Let's take donuts as an example. In 2013, maybe you had to choose between 10 types of donuts. Today, you're choosing from 10,000 types, and you want to try every single one. Remember this part about the donuts. It's key. Let's move from donuts to relationships. Historically, the essence of a relationship, of union, was that survival is easier, safer, and more comfortable together. Couples formed within their environment: school, college, work, friends, the local park. Our choice was limited by our territory. And rationally, that made sense. On the same territory, there's a high chance of shared interests. It was easy to pick from a small pool, and there was no temptation to switch partners because, frankly, the differences were minimal. But what expanded our options during this time? Competition, the internet, media. Our options grew exponentially. Plus, access to information and money has almost completely wiped out the factor of survival is easier together. Today, a single person can easily cover their basic needs. You have a home, heat, food. And what happens when your basic needs are met? You start looking higher. You become independent. You don't need another person to survive anymore. You need a person who is interesting. And suddenly, the doors blow open. You aren't limited by your zip code. You know there might be something better out there. You want to assemble a partner like a custom build, fitting your ideal parameters. But here comes the big but. The more choices you have, the harder it is to choose. We get this dissonance. We might like a lot of people. Everyone is different, unique, with different personalities. Choosing just one person who combines everything? Impossible. You might say, no, that's nonsense. If I fall in love, that's my choice, period. Maybe in the moment, sure. But let's be realists. It works differently. Our tastes change whether we want them to or not. We have a function called habituation. It applies to everything. You can't eat tacos for the rest of your life, even if it's your favorite food. You can't watch the same movie forever. Plus, we have a mindset where we take what we have for granted, but when it's taken away, we suffer. There's a saying, to make a man happy, take everything away from him, then give it back. But in reality, some things are irretrievable. So, let's summarize the key points so far. Our choices are defined by interests and triggers. More triggers equals harder to pick just one thing. Meeting basic needs creates autonomy. The survival factor disappears. Technology removes location as a constraint. Tastes change when choice is limitless. Now, let's apply this psychology to the statistics. Why is the marriage rate dropping? Sure, marriage is a legal status that gives certain privileges. But are those privileges equal for both partners? I don't think so. This becomes obvious during divorces. Dividing assets, custody battles. Is a marriage license a guarantee of love? No. Text on a piece of paper has no magical power. Two main factors are at work here. Access to information. People see other people's experiences on forums, in videos, from therapists. They see relationships from the outside, and they see the risks. Autonomy. People realize they don't need a stamp to start a family. A child is born without a stamp. Love exists without a stamp. A stamp just creates boundaries/frames, and modern people hate boundaries. Now, regarding single people, that 34 to 36%, these aren't necessarily hermits. Often, these are young people under 30. This group is driven by dating apps and sublimation. In the modern world, it is very easy to get the emotions of a relationship without actually participating in one. Romantic movies, anime, flirting on Tinder. And the most interesting group, our compensatory percentage. The people choosing cohabitation, living together, which rose to 11 to 12%. This makes sense. People are more self-aware. No one is pressuring them with traditions like, come on, get married, get a mortgage and 2 kids by 20. People prefer to live together consciously, to see how they handle difficulties, to see if their goals align. No legal obligations. It's convenient and comfortable. And here is where the massive trap lies. Remember the mechanics of relationships versus modern society? The head of this beast is infinite choice. People have become incredibly vulnerable to the very first problems in a relationship. Couples break up faster. And this doesn't mean someone is bad and someone is good. It means that in this ocean of choice, there is always the illusion that something better exists. This huge selection destroys patience within a couple. Tiny problems turn into disasters, and throwing gas on the fire are modern media psychologists who literally shrink your patience bar. Nowadays, an unwashed cup on the table isn't interpreted as, maybe he forgot, or maybe she's tired from work. No, it's interpreted as, he didn't wash the cup because he doesn't respect me. He thinks I'm his servant. Or, she's become so arrogant she stopped taking care of herself. And instead of a normal conversation with each other, people go discuss this with friends or watch YouTube videos. They don't realize that in a state of anger, this echo chamber of support plays a cruel joke on them. It makes them think things that aren't real. Friends and videos validate your ego. And relationships don't survive this, because the function "find a new partner" is always available. I'd love to know your opinion on this. What do you think the stats will look like by 2050 and why? Share your theories in the comments. And in the next video, we'll break down exactly how YouTube psychologists have warped relationship psychology. See you then!